Summertime Baseball, the Orofino American Legion Baseball, a Central Idaho Broadcasting sports presentation. Today, the Merchants baseball team takes another step towards the elite of Single-A Idaho baseball teams. Our game is brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center, P1FCU, The Pizza Factory, Family Eye Care, Watson's Market, Peak Physical Therapy, Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, Riverside Physical Therapy, Best Built Builder Supply, The Real Estaters, and Main Street Tire. And now for the Merchants, we go to the ball field for Jeff Jones and today's game on AM 1300 KLER and streamed live on YouTube channel KLER 1300 AM.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the ballpark here at Orofino as we get set for the last doubleheader of the regular season for the Orofino Merchants. I'm Jeff Jones, excited to be here today as the Merchants going to face off with an old foe, the St. Mary's Savages. This will be the one and only date that the two teams will share. They normally would play a home and home again. However, that did not take place today for whatever reasons, and so both teams are going to finish up with league play with one another before the district tournament gets underway later this week, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along through our Real Estaters pregame show. Gosh, what a gorgeous day here. We encourage you to come on down to pay the small price of admission to watch the Orofino Merchants, who are off a huge victory over the Alumni just 2 nights ago in the annual fundraising game for the Orofino American Legion, as they swept aside the Alumni rather easily. The Alumni were able to score 3 runs against the Merchants, but Orofino was able to put up against the old guys in order to come away with the victory. You know, and that has not always been the case. The old guys have had enough mustard in some of the years past that they've been able to defeat the young squads. And this is, again, a very young squad that the Orofino Merchants have out here today, but they just hit the ball exceptionally well in the victory the other night, and we'll talk a little bit more about that during our schedules and scores, which will be coming up here very shortly as well. The St. Mary's Savages got here relatively early today. We understand they got here actually at about 10:30. All private transport, as most of these clubs are, and they were here warming up early. We could have gotten this game underway earlier by about at least an hour to try and beat the heat. Last reading I had on the temperature gauge here at the ball field, 85 degrees. This is scheduled for a doubleheader, with the first game starting here in about 13 minutes or so, and then the second contest will follow approximately 30 minutes after they wrap up the first game, and they look at that somewhere between the hour of 2 and 2:30. So there's plenty of time for you to come on out, maybe bring an umbrella if you want to shade yourself from the sun. Plenty of food to eat and drinks to drink as we get ready for this matchup here today. The Orofino Merchants and the St. Mary's Savages. We'll continue with more of our Real Estaters pregame show, but we take our first break. When we come back, it's the Riverside Physical Therapy schedules and scores right after this.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? Trust the experts at Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue in Orofino. Our professional agents know the area inside and out, helping you find the perfect home or the right buyer. Speak with broker Keith Nichols today at 208-476-3134 or visit us online at buyorsellidaho.com. Whether it's a spacious country retreat or a cozy home in town, we're here to make your real estate dreams a reality. The Real Estaters, Orofino's trusted real estate professionals.
Are you ready to make the switch from glasses to contact lenses? At Family Eye Care, Dr. Rick Lundgren can help you see clearly, comfortably, and confidently. With offices in Orofino and Kamei, Dr. Lundgren brings years of experience in professional contact lens fitting, ensuring you get the right lenses for your lifestyle and vision needs, whether you're a first-time wearer or need specialty lenses. Dr. Lundgren also diagnoses and treats diseases of the eye, from dry eye to more serious conditions, using the latest technology techniques, and technology. He takes great pride in providing precise, personalized care to every patient. Family Eye Care believes top quality vision care should be accessible. That's why we proudly accept most insurance plans, including VSP, Medicare, and Medicaid. Trust your eyes to a doctor who truly cares. Call today to schedule your appointment with Family Eye Care in Orofino or Cami and take the first step toward better vision. Family Eye Care. Precision, compassion, clear results.
If you could count yourself as one of the hundreds of folks across the Clearwater who wakes up in the morning with a stiff and aching back, your answer is Riverside Physical Therapy. While everyone is unique in their issues, the therapists at Riverside PT work hard to deliver the care you need to feel better after the very first visit. A satisfied patient is the simple goal of all the staff. Let us assess your healthcare needs and develop a recovery plan to fit you. Call for an appointment today, 476-7105, Riverside Physical Therapy, Highway 12 West, Orofino.
And we are back once again. It is time for the Riverside Physical Therapy schedules and scores. If you continue to suffer with an aching neck, sore shoulders, or a back that just does not want to help you move about, see Allison Thomas and all of her qualified staff at Riverside Physical Therapies. No cost consultation, open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Riverside Physical Therapy. All right, schedules and scores. We're going to take a peek back at the Orofino Merchants from earlier this week. On Tuesday, the Merchants, who were struggling at this point of the season, they were 5-13 when the LC Bucks came to town. The Merchants with a double dip victory. They started out, Orofino started out with Dash Barlow out on the hill, and he helped them with the win 12-8 over the LC Bucks. And then the Merchants would cap off the doubleheader with a 12-9 victory over the Bucks, and so that would push Orofino's record then to 7-13. The Alumni game, which took place on Thursday night, not a part of the standings, but the Merchants did come away with a 16-3 victory over the Alumni. And now today, the doubleheader with the St. Mary's Savages. The St. Mary's Savages come in here to today's game at 3-17, and they will wrap up the regular season. The Merchants are looking for one, if not two, victories over the Savages today. That will help them in their standings as the district tournament gets underway Thursday from Coeur d'Alene, and we hope to have more information about that district tournament as our game goes along here earlier today that we'll pass along to you. If not, the earliest we will have that information more than likely would be on Monday. Officiating staff coming out to home plate to meet with both head coaches of Orofino and St. Mary's. That wraps up our Riverside Physical Therapy schedules and scores. We are only 8 minutes away from the first pitch. We hope you'll continue to listen in as the Real Estaters pregame show continues right after this.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Best Built Builder Supply on Highway 12 in Orofino wishes the best of luck to all the motorheads gearing up for this year's show and shine. Whether you're polishing a classic or detailing your daily driver, we've got what you need. Turtle wax, car wash supplies, chrome polish, wash mitts, chamois, and car fresheners. If it helps your car, truck, or motorcycle look its absolute best, you'll find it on our shelves. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Best Built Builder Supply, fueling shine, style, and local pride in every ride. Stop in and gear up today.
Today you have numerous options when selecting your IRA, and deciding which account is right for you is one of the most important decisions you will make for your financial future. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camus Financial Services. Give me a call to find out which IRA fits your financial needs or to update your current IRA savings strategy. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue in Orofino to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member member FINRA SIPC. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. I am available to help you select the right investment options when you are faced with early retirement, changing or losing a job, or any other lifestyle changes that warrant a review of your financial plan. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100, or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue, Orofino, to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
You're out there every day, building, fixing, planning, grinding. Whether it's your career, side hustle, or the next big move, you don't slow down. At P1FCU, we're right there with you, helping you save smarter and make every dollar count. Because your goals deserve more than just a bank. They deserve a partner who works just as hard as you do. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Hi, this is Kim from your hometown proud Watson's Market, wishing all the participants of Orofino Show and Shine best of luck while competing Saturday, July 19th. This marks the 22nd year of Show and Shine, and Watson's Market has been proud to help support this community event from the beginning. Make sure to stock up your cooler with ice-cold beverages and tasty lunch specials you'll find in our deli, perfect for picnicking at the city park. Enjoy Show and Shine from Watson's Market, Orofino.
You've decided that those aching muscles, sore joints, and overall ill feeling has finally got to stop. Make today the day you start by visiting Peak Physical Therapy on Michigan Avenue, Orofino. Ask about visiting with one of our many qualified physical therapists about your issues and get onto the path of well-being. The goal of PT is to determine the root cause of your symptoms and move you forward to what you love. Peak Physical Therapy. Visit today and get healthy tomorrow.
With summer here and road trips planned, see Main Street Tire before you head out. If you hear squeaking, grinding, or your brakes feel less responsive, it's time for a checkup. Our qualified technicians will inspect your brakes thoroughly to ensure you and your family stay safe on every mile of your journey. Don't let worn-out brakes ruin your plans. Stop by Main Street Tire today and drive with confidence. We're your trusted hometown tire and service center. No appointment needed. Main Street Tire. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and run down the starting lineups. First off, for the visitors on the scoreboard today, the St. Mary's Savages. They are coached by Mr. Baker. They'll lead off with Milo Marsh, today's starting center fielder. At shortstop, Harlan Baker. Hitting third is Brock Anderson, today's starting pitcher. His battery mate hitting fourth is Santana Jensen. Over at first base, Kyle Van Vliet. Sixth in the order, Matthew Siren. He's in right field. Sawyer Nantel is the left fielder. Carter Blackwell will hit eighth in the order, today's starting third baseman. And then Wyatt Stewart is at second to round out the hitting lineup. So again, it's Marsh, Baker, Anderson, Jensen, Van Vliet, Siren, Sawyer Nantel, Carter Blackwell, and Wyatt Stewart. Out on the hill taking his warm-up tosses is James Argon. James, one of those products coming to the Orofino American Legion team from the Clearwater Valley Kamei connection. His battery mate, Lane Turcott. Ethan Gilmore at first. Trayton Carlock is at second. Dash Barlow is anchoring third base. Blank Barlow is in the hot hole at short. Brock Myers in left. Tyler Zumpy patrols center field, and Aaron Hicks is in right. And of course, we'll get to the Merchants starting lineup when we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here is the last warm-up toss by Oregon. Well, that should have been, as he's going to get one more before the throwdown. Plenty of time for you to come on out and support the Orofino Merchants American Legion baseball team, as this is the first game of a scheduled doubleheader and the last of the regular season baseball to be played here at Orofino's ballpark. Again, as we said, Thursday will be the first day of the district tournament. Here we go, as Milo Marsh will step in to lead things off here for the St. Mary's Savages in the top of the first. James fires a first pitch, swung on a ground ball to the left side of the infield, gobbled up by Barlow, and the toss is good. And just like that, there is one away. That first pitch brought to you by our very good friends at Main Street Tire. For brakes, steering, transmission, and engine repair, see Main Street Tire. Happy motoring, merchants. With one gone, that's going to bring up Harlan Baker, the starting shortstop. He's another right-hander, tall, spindly-looking young man as he stands at home plate. Aragon goes through his windup, big kick with that left leg, swings through a curveball, does Harlan for strike one. Savages wearing their white pants, off-white colored tops. Here is the 0-1 on the way. And there is a choked swing for strike two. Harlan thinking maybe that he was going to get something back on the inside and had a slider away, and he choked off his swing, couldn't hold it back. 2 strikes now against the shortstop Baker standing at the plate. There is a curve called third strike. Harlan Baker will have to sit down looking at a pitch that was about at the letters. And there's their first strikeout for starting pitcher Aragon for the Orofino Merchants.
On deck, number 11, Santana Jensen. In the hole, number 99, Kyle Van Vliet.
This is Brock Anderson, another right-handed hitter. He is the starting pitcher today for the Savages. Aragon fires a fastball on the outside, swung through for strike one. Nothing and one to Brock as he rests that bat on his right shoulder. And James, working from the windup, begins his motion. Curveball up high. And if you can believe that, folks, that is the first ball tossed up there by Aragon. We're already with 2 gone, and the third batter, Anderson, at the plate. He's doing a pretty good job right now. Here's the 1-1 from James on the way. Comes back with a fastball, finishing away for ball 2. James, after addressing the rubber, digs into the glove, has the sign from his battery mate Turcotte, and Aragon kicks that left leg with the 1-1 swung on. And this is going to be laced out into left field on 2 hops. It's handled by Brock Myers, and there is a 2-out single for the Savages here in the top of the first inning of play.
Now coming to the plate.
That will bring up today's cleanup hitter, Santana Jensen.
Jensen. On deck, number 99, Kyle Van Vliet.
Santana, as he comes to the dish, he'll hit from the right side as well. Over at first base, Anderson, he's going to be held on by Gilmore as Ethan bends at the waist. Quick check by Aragon over to first. Nothing going on there right now. And the first pitch skips away from Turcotte. That's going to be charged as a wild pitch as Brock Anderson goes to second. So Anderson now in scoring position with 2 away here in the top of the first inning. And the cleanup hitter, Santana Jensen, the backstop today for St. Mary, standing at the plate. And this is a well-built young man. Here is the pitch swung on and fouled near the first base dugout to even up the count at 1-1. Van Vliet is in the on-deck circle and Siren in the hole. And again, in case you've just joined us, we are in the top of the first inning. There are 2 gone and 1 Savage out on the sacks at second base. That's Anderson. The pitch to Jensen. There's a curve taken for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thank you for listening into Merchant Baseball on 1300 KLER Orofino, and streamed live on our YouTube channel. That's KLER 1300 AM. Aragon deals the 1-2, swung on, hit high up into the air. Carlock, the second baseman. No, it'll be center fielder Zumpy who comes in, who makes contact with Aaron Hicks as they crash together, but the catch is made. Both guys look all right, and there is the third out. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left out there. The Merchant half of the first when we come back right after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Deciding what's for lunch or dinner today is as easy as picking up your phone and calling Orofino's top pizza house, the Pizza Factory. Get that delicious pizza pie delivered to your home or work address. Every day of the week, there's great pizza, breadsticks, and sub sandwiches just a call away. 476-5519. Takeout available too.
We toss them. They're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Best Built Builder Supply on Highway 12 in Orofino wishes the best of luck to all the motorheads gearing up for this year's show and shine. Whether you're polishing a classic or detailing your daily driver, we've got what you need. Turtle wax, car wash supplies, chrome polish, wash mitts, chamois, and car fresheners. If it helps your car, truck, or motorcycle look its absolute best, you'll find it on our shelves. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Best Built Builder Supply, fueling shine, style, and local pride in every ride. Stop in and gear up today.
And we welcome you back once again here from the ballpark here at Orofino. Our game brought to you today by very good friends Peak Physical Therapy and Best Built Builder Supply. Let's run down the starting lineup for your Orofino Merchants. They stand at 7-13 on the season. They're coached by Mr. Rocky Barlow. He's assisted by Matt Carlock. Blake Barlow is today's starting shortstop. He'll lead things off for the Merchants, followed by brother Dash Barlow, the third baseman. Ethan Gilmore is today's first baseman for the Merchants. In the cleanup spot, hitting Lane Turcott is today's catcher. Brock Myers is in left field. Tyler Zumpy runs fast, as we've just noticed on that fly ball out. He's in center field, hitting in the sixth spot. Bottom third of the order looks like this. James Oregon, today's starting pitcher. Aaron Hicks, the right fielder. And then in the ninth spot is Trayton Carlock, today's starting second baseman. So it's Blake and Dash Barlow, Gilmore, Turcott, Myers, Zumpy, Oregon, Hicks, and Carlock. Brock Anderson takes his final warm-up toss to his battery mate Santana Jansen. Kyle Van Fleet is over at first, Wyatt Stewart at second, Carter Blackwell at third, Harlan Baker is at short, Sawyer Nantel is in left, Milo Marsh in center, and Matt Siren in right field. So Blake will step into the hitter's box. Here's the first pitch on the way to him. Starts him out with a curve, finishes high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Blake has led off the Merchant battery. There's a fastball, paints the outside black for a strike to Blake. But Blake has led off all season long, to my knowledge, for the Merchants. Just has a great on-base percentage. Pitch is swung on, fly ball center field. Marsh going back, and puts the glove up and makes the catch on the run. So Barlow flies out for the first out here in the Merchant half of the first inning. In case you've just joined us, we are scoreless going into the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up Dashel Barlow. Dashel playing his final game here at the ballpark at Orofino, either as a Maniac or a Merchant. The next stop for him, should he decide to do so, is play for the Alumni. First pitch misses wide to Dash for a ball. Dash, I remember we had him up here years ago, and he said the thing he wanted to do was hit dingers. There's a curve, low and inside. But I want to say that was 6 years ago when he was in Babe Ruth. Said, yeah, I want to hit dingers for the Merchants. Here's the fastball. That's right at the knees on the inside for a strike to Dash. Brock Anderson with some pretty good location right now. 2-1. The next pitch on the way to the left-handed hitter is going to be swung on and laced out into right field. Barlow on his horse. He will make first base on the single out to right, and the Merchants have their first base runner of the day. He got a nice pitch on the inside, timed it up nicely, and just slipped it right past Van Vliet at first base out into right. So the first baseman, Van Vliet, he's going to extend that glove, waiting for a pitch. There's a wild pitch off the glove of Jensen. Down to second base goes Barlow. This looks much like what St. Mary's did in the top of the order. Orofino had quickly 2 outs when Anderson got on. He advanced to second on a wild pitch. Merchants right now with 1 gone and a runner in scoring position. To Gilmore, he has 1 ball and no strikes to him. And the next pitch by Anderson is going to be swung on and hit foul out of play to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lane Turcotte in the on-deck circle. He is catching today. Lane was not available for the Alumni game here a couple of nights ago. I understand he and his family were away. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swung on, a ground ball to the left side of second baseman Stewart. He'll make the easy toss for the second out. On the play, Barlow goes from second to third. So the Merchants go-ahead run here in the bottom of the first inning of play with 2 gone. Lane picks the bat up off of that right shoulder, and the first offering to him is a fastball missing low. 1 ball and no strikes. Working from the windup, Anderson with the big kick of that leg. Ground ball foul up the third base line to even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So the right-handed pitcher up on the rubber, and Turcotte stands even with the plate. The 1-1 on the way to him, swinging strike 2. Again, Merchants with a base runner at third base, 2 gone in the bottom of the first. The 1-2. Swung on, ground ball underneath the glove of the third baseman out into left field. The Merchants have the first run of the game. An RBI single off the bat of Turcotte scores Barlow. It is 1-0.
Now coming to the plate for the Merchants, number 8, Brock Myers. On deck,
So,
number 5, Tyler Stumpy.
Merchants up 1-0 with a runner aboard, 2 gone. And we'll bring Brock Myers up to the dish. A move over to first base, and back in is Turcotte. Lane got a nice pitch on the inside, turned on it nicely, and hit it right past a diving Blackwell at third base. Pitch misses wide to Brock for ball 1. So right now in the 2 base hits that Orofino has, they have been sharply hit balls. The 1-0 down the middle of the plate, however, finishes low for ball 2. Tyler Zumpy on deck. 1-1, or excuse me, 2-0. And a slider missing away for ball 3. Brock, peering over the top of his glove, has the sign from Jensen behind the dish, and there's a move over to first base. Turcotte, not very often going to catch him sleeping. He just has a safety lead away. There's a slider taken for strike 1. Brock knew exactly what that pitch looked like. Did not want to turn on it with a 3-0 pitch. Here's the 3-1. That is low for ball 4. And there is a throw down to second base, but there is a walk. And so, of course, Turcotte is awarded second on the walk. Brock down to first base. That's the first walk issued by starting pitcher Anderson. And with 2 aboard and 1 across and 2 away, that's going to bring up center fielder Tyler Zumpy. Tyler was our player of the game earlier this week for his pitching. There's a curve taken, strike 1 by Tyler. Runners take their leads. They're not being held on with 2 away. Curveball swung on, fouled back into the screen, and the count is 0-2 to Zumpy. So we'll round that foul ball up and get it back to our home plate umpire. And he'll settle in behind the catcher for St. Mary's Jensen. Here's the pitch. It's a called third strike, and that's going to do it for Orofino. They leave a couple of ducks out there, but they score one. It is 1-0 Orofino. St. Mary's coming to the plate when we return after this.
Good luck to the Orofino American Legion baseball team during this year's Area A Class A American Legion baseball season. Barlow Quality Trust is a backer of all things kids in our communities and hopes to see you at the next game. Thinking of building a new home, garage, or expanding your business? Call Barlow Quality Trust for a free estimate. 435-4348. Engineered and TPI inspected with free delivery within 100 miles of Orofino and competitive boom service rates. That's Barlow Quality Trust, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
For your family car, shop truck, motorcycle, or ATV, you need a ride you can rely on. At Hanson Garage, our ASE certified mechanics and bike professionals are here to keep you moving. From minor fixes to major repairs, plus air, oil, and filter replacements, we do it all fast and right. Whether it's foreign or domestic, trust your vehicle's maintenance to Hanson Garage. Call today and schedule your service and drive with confidence. Hanson Garage, keeping your wheels rolling smoothly. Clearwater Valley Health, Orofino Health Clinic, Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, and O-Town Mugs and Grubs say go Orofino and win today. I'm Jeff Jones. You're listening to The Merchants on 1300 KLER Orofino. As Lane Turcotte now gets his catcher's glove from Matt Carlock, who received the first couple of throws from James Argon, as of course, Lane was out on the sacks when the final out was recorded. So it takes a moment for the kid to get dressed in that third base dugout. Van Vliet, Siren, Nantel. We're looking at hitters 5, 6, and 7 to start off the second inning of play. Again, we are now on the top of the second, and the Merchants with 1 run on 2 hits in the bottom of their inning in order to take the lead. Van Vliet wearing 99 on his back. Big boy as he comes to home plate, waiting for Coach Baker to turn around, give him a sign. Coach Baker claps his hands and says, "Come on, kid, get a hit." Argon back out on the hill for Orofino as the right-hander kicks and fires. The first pitch swung through a curveball, does Van Vliet for strike 1. A lot of movement on that Argon curve. Starts it high. We want to make it look big, bigger than what it actually is. The 0-1 now on the way. Swung on, fouled back here into the crowd for strike 2. And Van Vliet was right on the timing, just underneath as he addressed the ball that came in right around shoulder high. 0-2 to Kyle. Shaking his head, Argon. Here is the 0-2 delivery on the way. Curve ball missing inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, both teams wrapping up their regular season here today at the ballpark here at Orofino before both will be seen at the district tournament, which begins Thursday in Coeur d'Alene. The 1-2 swung on, a little looper. It's past the glove of Argon. He's going to run to the bag himself and get the out on Van Vliet. Argon off the mound, chasing the ball down, and couldn't make the catch. So he had to handle it on a hop, and there was no play except to outrun the big Van Vliet, and he does so for the first out. 1 gone here in the St. Mary's half of the first. That's going to bring up Siren, the right fielder for the Savages. James fires a first pitch in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Again, we do not know much of anything about the district tournament. I have a couple of phone calls in to the Area A director as well as the district commander. There's a curve taken for a strike to Siren. And so if we get information back from those folks during this broadcast, we will pass that along to you so we can let you know when you can go to Coeur d'Alene, what time approximately you can watch Orofino play. The 2-0 was swung on, a little bleeder out to the shortstop. Barlow's up on it, and he will not be able to make a play as that ball just died in the dirt out there. And so Siren legs out a single here in the second inning of play. Now we're going to look at the bottom third of the order. This is left fielder Sawyer Nantel. As James Argon back up on the rubber, he will work from the stretch now with the base runner aboard. First pitch on the way, outside. Nice job by Lane to get down on that right knee and extend his left glove across that batter's box to retrieve that pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Sawyer. Quick check by Argon over to first. Here's the 1-0. There's a check swing. He did go, says our home plate umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sawyer tried to bring his bat back. He brought it out. Anytime the bat crosses the front of the dish, that is a strike. He just couldn't hold it back from there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Move over to first, and my gosh, nice job by Ethan Gilmore to retrieve that ball on the throw to the home plate side of first. But if that is on the second base side of the bag, there is going to be an out. And now James steps off the back of the rubber. He wants to think about this for a moment. Wipes a little perspiration from his brow with his sleeve, and now comes back up onto the hill. Set, belt eye. Now the throw over to first, slap tag applied, and back a siren. That's the throw Oregon wanted the first time. If he would have had that, there would have been a sure out over at first base. James deals to the plate. It's off the glove of Turcotte, all the way back to the warning track, and down to second goes Matthew. Second wild pitch charged against today's starting pitcher, James Aragon. The count runs to 2-1 to Sawyer Nantel. Wears 27 on his back as he stands there at the dish, waving that bat back and forth high above that right shoulder. The 2-1. Swung on. Line drive right back to the mound. Here's the throw to second. Double play. Mark it as a 1-6 double play, and that's going to get the Merchants out of the inning, as leading off was Siren over at second. A line drive off the bat of Nantel right to the glove of Oregon. He fires to Barlow covering the bag at second, and that'll do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left out there. 1-0 after an inning of play. The Merchants lead it, and they're coming to the plate right after this.
When it comes to your health care, getting placed on a long waiting list to see a provider can be frustrating. That's why at Peak Physical Therapy, we recognize that when you're in pain, you want help now. At Peak Physical Therapy, there is no waiting. Priding ourselves on offering same-day, next-day appointments, you can rest assured you'll be seen within 24 hours. If you're in pain and need help, don't wait. Call Peak Physical Therapy. Call today, 476-9365.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
And that's KLER Radio.
We're back here once again at the ballpark here at Orofino High. Thank you for listening in as we go now to the bottom of the second inning. Thank you to sponsors for this broadcast, including Barlow Quality Trust, the Pizza Factory, and Riverside Physical Therapy. Well, the Merchants turn a double play, and St. Mary's is erased in the top of the second. Here's James Argon in the bottom of the frame to start things off for Orofino. Waves through a high curve ball for strike one. Back out on the hill, Brock Anderson. Anderson's next pitch, that's a slider. That's going to be taken for called strike two. Anderson has given up 1 run on 2 hits. He has struck out 1. He has walked 1 here after an inning of play. We're in the bottom of the second. Here's the oh my gosh, a submarine pitch by Brock Anderson. And not expecting that, I was looking down at my book and I only came up to watch it finish, and it sailed wide of home plate for ball 1. But We've not seen Brock Anderson warm up at all with that pitch, but he submarined all the way down from his ankle. There's a pitch that's low for ball 2. You got to like that when a kid pulls that out of his back pocket. At least I do. I mean, if he's able to toss that in there for a strike or a swinging strike, more power to him. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, fly ball out of play to the right. I have not seen a submariner for some time. Just quite interesting. Here's the 2-2. Outside, ball 3, as he comes back with the fastball. Maybe a bit of a change as it tails away. A lot of movement on Anderson's fastball. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, hit foul, and back here towards the crowd. Aaron Hicks on deck, and then Trayton Carlock. We're looking at the bottom third of the order for the Merchants. Here in the second inning of play, Orofino leads it 1-0. Here's the 3-2 inside, and so James Aragon will reach on a base on balls. Only the second walk given up by Anderson.
Coming to the plate for the Merchants.
So Orofino with a runner aboard here, and that's going to bring up the right-hander Aaron Hicks, another one of those Kamei Clearwater Valley connections. Aaron has the sign from Coach Rocky Barlow up that third base line. He'll climb in. Here's the first pitch on the way to him, just away for a ball. Might have finished just a touch low. Again, Brock Anderson with some very good location right now. Here's the Anderson 1-0 on the way. Curveball swung on. Little looper that's going to drop in out in right center field. Up on the ball is Marsh. Oh, he bobbles the ball. He bobbles it a second time. Rounding third, coming home is Aragon, and the throw to the plate not in the time. Now the throw to third, and sliding in safe at third base is Hicks. Oh my gosh. What normally would have been just a long single, Aaron Hicks turns into a 3-bagger, and he scores James Aragon all the way from first. It is 2-0 Orofino.
Coming to the plate for the Merchants, number 16.
So it's a single and an error that scores the run. Trayton Carlock, 2-0 Orofino. There's a strike at the knees to Trayton. 0-1. Carlock hitting from the right side, and the fastball is swung on, hit out of play to the right for strike 2. Wow. Just a tough play for Marsh out there in center field as he chased the ball down in right center field and misplayed it. Here's the 0-2. And there's a called third strike. Our home plate umpire rings up Trayton Carlock for the first out here in the second inning of play. Second strikeout for Anderson, and both strikeouts he's got Merchants to go down looking. Now we go to the top of the inning. That's going to bring up Blake Barlow. Blake will take a first pitch strike. Blake with a long fly ball out to center field. The 0-1 on the way to the Merchant. Swung on. This one's going to be hit high and giving chase, but this one is out of play over the third base dugout. I'll tell you what, Brock Anderson was on his horse. He was going to make every effort he could to make a play on that ball, but he was on his way to inside the third base dugout. So a couple of strikes on Barlow. So right now the Merchants with an unearned run here in this frame. They lead at 2-0. The 0-2 on the way to Blake. Swung on, a little looper behind second base. Stewart's there, makes the catch. And staying put over at third base is Hicks. 2 gone.
Now coming to the plate for the Merchants.
Again, just getting underneath a curveball was Barlow. Got some air underneath it as Stewart over at second base made a nice play out in shallow right field. Dash Barlow, before stepping in, finds a couple of signs from Coach Barlow up that third baseline. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball up high, 1-0. Again, standing over at third base, Aaron Hicks, who had the single and made his way all the way to third on the misplayed ball out in center field. Pitch is swung on, fly ball, shallow right field. Siren coming in on it. He will make the one-handed grab, and that's going to do it. The Merchants pick up a run on a hit, and they leave one out there. They lead it 2-0 after 2 innings of play. Don't go away. Top of the third, and the Savages are coming up right after this.
Best Built Builder Supply on Highway 12 in Orofino wishes the best of luck to all the motorheads gearing up for this year's show and shine. Whether you're polishing a classic or detailing your daily driver, we've got what you need. Turtle wax, car wash supplies, chrome polish, wash mitts, chamois, and car fresheners. If it helps your car, truck, or motorcycle look its absolute best, you'll find it on our shelves. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. Best Built Builder Supply, fueling shine, style, and local pride in every ride. Stop in and gear up today.
Atkinson Distributing wishes the Orofino American Legion team the best of luck as they head into district competition. Proudly fueling our community and its champions, Atkinson Distributing delivers quality Chevron fuels with Techron designed for better mileage and a cleaner engine. We also supply premium diesel and reliable home heating oils to keep you running year-round, from the ball field to the back roads. Trust Atkinson Distributing to power your journey. Atkinson Distributing, fueling pride, fueling performance, fueling Orofino.
Family Eye Care and Les Schwab Tire Center, two of the fine backers of the Merchants on 1300 KLER Orofino. And for those of you who have tuned in electronically on our YouTube channel, thank you for listening in. KLER 1300 AM. There's the throw down to second base by catcher Lane Turcott. Let's take a look at who's coming up here for St. Mary's. Batters 8, 9, and 1 here in the third. And scheduled up are Blackwell, Stewart, and Marsh. This is Carter's first at-bat. We're going to wait for Coach Baker to make his way over to that third baseline. He was in the dugout, maybe chewing on some seeds or something, and thought, I got a job to do. All right, he's in position. Now we're ready to go. Blackwell at the dish, and Argonne back out on the bump. Here's his first pitch. Curveball swung on, hit foul back here into the crowd for strike one. Again, we encourage you to come on out and support Orofino American Legion Baseball, as they rely heavily on the admission price to fund this club. Here's the 0-1 on the way to Blackwell. Curveball high. And so the monies that are picked up here during today's game will help the boys as they go to Coeur d'Alene on Thursday for district tournament. Only one team advances out of district for state, which will be played at Idaho Falls. High, the next offering for ball 3 balls and 1 strike. State will be played at Idaho Falls July 24th through the 28th. 2-1 to Carter Blackwell, the third baseman for the Savages. Curveball inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. And we're ready for the next pitch from James. Here it is, the 3-1. Comes back inside for ball 4. And so he's down at first base with a walk. That is the first walk issued by Argonne in today's game. He's not given up a run here on just 2 hits. And again, the furthest that Savages have been able to get is second base today. And this is the 9-hitter Wyatt Stewart. And we're going to have a bat tossed over to the first base dugout. We're going to have James Argonne ask for a new baseball, which he is given. Everybody's in their proper places as Argonne working from the stretch with a runner aboard. Fastball catches the outside black for a strike. 0-1 to Wyatt. Ethan Gilmore holding on the base runner. Again, that's Blackwell at first. The 0-1 pitch. There is another strike, as this time James comes back with a changeup And again, it has some movement on it as it starts right over the middle of the plate and tails away. 0-2. And throw over to first base, and safely back on his hands is Blackwell. James shakes his head. He has the sign from Turcotte. Set below the belt, here's the waste pitch. There's a ground ball, possible double play. Toss to second for one. Here's the relay to first. It is not in time. So Wyatt hits into a fielder's choice as the Merchants get Blackwell the first out, 6-4. There's a lot of speed in the legs of Wyatt Stewart as the Merchants looking to get that double play going. The toss by second baseman Carlock to Gilmore, right on the money, but again, some fast legs in Wyatt Stewart. So we have 1 on, 1 gone. Now we're back to the top of the order. This is Milo Marsh. His second at-bat in today's game. Fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. Merchants have 1 double play in the books already today. That came last inning. The 0-1. Inside, just a touch. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. More signs coming in from Coach Baker. And the leadoff hitter steps back in. Now the 1-1 delivery on the way. Swung on, line drive right past the glove of second baseman Carlock out into right field. And there is another base hit for the Savages. Hard hit ball off of Marsh, and that pushes Stewart over to second base. Drayton Carlock with an absolute fantastic try. Off to his left, stuck that glove out. Maybe a lace touched it, but that was about it. 2 aboard now. 1 gone. This is Harlan Baker at the plate. This is Harlan's second at-bat. Curveball comes in high, 1 ball and no strikes. Harlan went down looking in his first at-bat in the first inning. That is the 1 and only strikeout registered by the Merchants starting pitcher James Aragon. Move over to second base, and there's no tag applied as easily back as Stewart. And again, that's just a, hey, I remember you're out there. 1 ball, no strikes. The Aragon pitch on the way. Swings through a fastball away for strike 1. The tall right-hander standing at home plate. Harlan waiting. Here's the Aragon 1-1 delivery on the way. Curveball, that's a called strike. That's a nice looking pitch by Aragon as he works the inside black. He has gotten a strike on that today. So a couple of strikes against today's second base, or shortstop, Baker rather. Runners take their leads. Nothing going on behind Aragon as he'll straighten up. Belt high with the ball. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, a ground ball out into left field. Up on the ball is Myers. Rounding third, here comes the throw all the way to the plate, but holding up at third base is Stewart. So the bags are juiced with Savages as Baker comes up with a timely single out into left field. And look at this. All of a sudden, the Savages, who had only had 1 base runner in the first, 1 base runner in the second, they've got the bags loaded up now with 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. That's going to bring up today's starting pitcher, Brock Anderson. He hits 3rd in the order. And Anderson with a ground ball to the shortstop, possible double play, going to second for 1. Here's the throw to first. It is not in time, and so scoring from third base is Stewart. It is a 2-1 ball game. Anderson hitting into a fielder's choice, and they will get the unassisted putout by shortstop Barlow on Harlan Baker for the second out. They just cannot turn the double play. On the play, Milo Marsh goes from second to third. So runners at the corners. with 2 away, and that's going to bring up Santana Jensen. He's the cleanup hitter for the Savages here today. Fouls the first pitch off of his bat. 0-1. In the on-deck circle is Kyle Van Vliet. Does not look as though St. Mary's will put the game into motion. Here's the 0-1 inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 ball game. In case you've just joined us, Orofino leads St. Mary's. We are in the St. Mary's half of the third. And now from the stretch, here's the 1-1. Swung on, fly ball towards the gap, left center field, moving over. Myers makes the catch for the 3rd out, and that's going to do it. St. Mary's Savages manages 1 run when they had the bags juiced and only 1 out. Orofino will take that any day. They lead it 2-1. We go to the Orofino half of the 3rd when we come back after this.
Today you have numerous options when selecting your IRA, and deciding which account is right for you is one of the most important decisions you will make for your financial future. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. Give me a call to find out which IRA fits your financial needs or to update your current IRA savings strategy. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue in Orofino to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. I am available to help you select the right investment options when you are faced with early retirement, changing or losing a job, or any other lifestyle changes that warrant a review of your financial plan. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue, Orofino, to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
On a beautiful day here across the Clearwater Valley in Orofino, Idaho. Welcome, everyone. Our game today brought to you by Watson's Market, the Real Estaters, and P1FCU. I'm Jeff Jones as we go to the home half of the 3rd for the Merchants. Coming up, Ethan Gilmore, Lane Turcott, Brock Myers. And again, St. Mary's is able to score their first run of the ball game in their half of the 3rd. On 2 hits. They left a couple stranded out there. Taking his warm-up tosses, Brock Anderson. There's the throw down to second. And we are ready to go. I'm not so certain Harlan Baker, who was out there at second base to receive that throw from catcher Santana Jensen. He wasn't quite looking. And when he looked at the last moment, the ball was almost under his glove, or was under his glove, and hit off his right shin. Ow. Okay, here is Ethan Gilmore. Ethan, 0 for 1 here on the day. He bounced out to the second baseman Stewart in his first at-bat. Starting him out with a fastball low is Anderson. Ball 1 to Ethan. Here's the 1-0 on the way to him. And that also finishes low with the fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, a scheduled doubleheader. Come on out and watch the rest of this one and pick up the second game. Pitch is swung on and getting a piece of the curveball as Gilmore fouls it up that third base line. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ilmer goes through the same procedure every time. Pitches swung through, fouls it back into the glove of Jensen for strike 2. But Ethan steps out. He looks at his bat, steps in with the left, now the right, back in the left, measures the outside half of the plate. Here's the next pitch on the way to him, swung on and fouled up the third base line behind head coach Rocky Barlow, and the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. And time called. I'm not sure what our home plate umpire sees. Oh, there's something outside that first base dugout he wants picked up. It's done. Here's the 2-2 to Gilmore. Line drive right back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Gilmore as he finally gets a pitch that he can drive somewhere. Singles right back up the middle, and the Merchants are back in order once again.
Lane Turcott.
So with one aboard here in the Merchant half of the third inning of play, Orofino leads it 2-1. Lane Turcotte now the cleanup hitter coming to the dish for Orofino. Pitch on the way to Lane is a low fastball, ball one. Gilmore with just a safety lead away from first. He'll draw a throw. Van Vliet sticks the glove on his back, but Ethan is back again. Not even a safety lead. He'll take 2 steps. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, and this one is lined off of the glove and foul ground off of Van Vliet. And then it ricochets. They're going to ask whether or not... Coach Baker is asking whether or not there is interference on Orofino's Matt Carlock. Matt Carlock just standing, he coaches first base, and Kyle Van Vliet stuck that left glove out, made a little contact with the ball, but he ran into Coach Carlock. And so Coach Baker comes out and says, hey, shouldn't that be registered as an out? No, it is not. He was in his box. Pitch is swung on, a little fly ball out into right field, knocked down out there by Siren. And so the Merchants now back in business. They've got 2 runners aboard on 2 consecutive singles by Gilmore, who's at second, Turcotte, who's at first. And right now, Orofino seeing Brock Anderson very well. Brock, again, he's got just a bevy of pitches that he's tossed up there. This is Brock Myers. Fastball swung on. This one's going to be hit high into shallow right field. Siren moving to his left. He'll make the catch, and he'll get the ball in, advancing from second to third as the throw comes into the pitcher, Anderson. Gilmore is now at third base. So Myers flies out, F9, the first out. Turcotte has to stay put over at first base. And so the Merchants with the runners at the corners with 1 away. And more than likely, as they have done throughout the year, they just may try to put this game into motion. Let's just see. Turcotte's got some great legs for a catcher. Young, spindly young man. Here's Zumpy at the dish. And drawing a throw is Turcotte. Tell you, that's a sure glove in Kyle Van Vliet over at first base. This one trickled out on that last throw. Pitch is high. Here's the throw down to second, and it is backed up by the shortstop Baker, as the throw from Jensen was an absolute looping throw. So safe at second base is Lane Turcotte. He's got the game's first stolen base. Pitch on the way to Zumpy. Low for ball 2. I believe that is ball 2. Orofino with 2 in scoring position, 1 gone. Tyler Zumpy at the plate. The 2-0 swings at a slider away for strike 1. Nice curve from Brock Anderson. Like we said, he's just got a lot of different pitches. The 2-1. Fastball's taken on the inside for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, to reset the scene for you, we're in the bottom of the third. Here's the next pitch. Curveball missing away for ball 3. Merchants have Gilmore over at third, Turcotte at second. There is 1 gone. Orofino leads it 2-1. High, ball 4. So the sacks are loaded up with Merchants. That is just the third walk given up by Anderson. On a 3-2 pitch, Anderson's release point may be a little early. That pitch finished well above the letters. And now the inside corners, Blackwell at third, Van Vliet at first. They're going to play for the run at home. They're going to be in on the grass. Argon steps to the dish, fly ball, center field, moving back on it is Marsh. Camps underneath it, makes the catch. Tagging up at third, Gilmore, and he will score. Advancing from second to third is Turcotte, and the Merchants now lead it 3-1. That is a sacrifice off the bat of James Argon as he flies out to relatively deep center field, and Ethan scores easily, and Turcotte is able to advance from second to third. There are two away now. Aaron Hicks now will come to the dish with runners at the corners, and there's a throw over to first base, and Zumpe is back. Van Vliet, he plays. There's a pitch low. Here's the throw down to first, and back again is Zumpe. Pitch is low to Aaron Hicks for a ball. And right now, St. Mary's is going to throw the leather around. They're going to try and get an out here out on the sacks. 1-0 on the way to the young Mr. Hicks. Curveball outside. 2-0. More signs from Coach Barlow over in that third base coach's box. Runners take their leads at first and third. 2 away, 1 across here for Orofino in the third. Runner going, pitch is swung on. Here's the throw down to second, and it bounces away, and scoring from third base is Turcotte. So drawing the throw was Zumpe going to second, and the throw from Jensen was low underneath the glove of second baseman Stewart. Baker backs him up, however, but it allows Turcotte to score, and they now have a 4-1 lead. Pitch is swung on, and this one is going to be hit foul out of play to the right to Hicks. St. Mary's guys who are on the bench, they run that ball down and have a bit of a tussle with one another. Pitch is high to Aaron. Should he reach, Trayton Carlock is on deck. Again, Zumpe is at second with a stolen base. Pitch is swung on, fly ball, shallow right field. Late break on it, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Here's the throw to first. It is not in time, and everybody is safe. Zumpe goes from second to third as Aaron Hicks comes up with a single. And Orofino back in business once again. While there are two gone, that's going to bring Trayton Carlock up to the plate. Zumpe is poised to score at third. Aaron Hicks stands at first. And the 9-hitter Carlock got a job to do here. Here's the first pitch. That's a curve taken, strike one. The 9-hitter is just so very important in any lineup. Generally, by the time this guy gets up to the plate, there are base runners on. His job is to bring him home. Fastball catches the outside black for strike two. Trayton going to have to foul off everything from here on out until he can find something he can put into play. The 0-2 swung on, fly ball out into left field. It's going to drop in. And so it'll score a run up on the ball as Marsh in center field. He'll get it in, and Orofino picks up their third run here in this frame. They now lead it 5-1. RBI single by Trayton Carlock. He got a hanging curveball, and he sent it out into shallow center field. So two runners aboard, and we go to the top of the order now. Blake Barlow, who is 0-4 on the day. And this pitch squirts away from Jensen between the wickets, and base runners will move up 90 feet. Hicks at third, Carlock at second. That'll be charged as a pass ball to Santana behind the dish. Here's the 1-0 now on the way. Outside, Santana doing a good job to try and frame that pitch on the outside half of the dish. Our home plate umpire says no. Ball two. The pitch to Barlow, that's right at the knees for a strike. Hicks at third, Carlock at second. 3 runs across here in the frame. The next pitch, hot. Oh my gosh, that was a strike at the letters to Blake. And our home plate umpire, he has been giving that called strike to pitches that are right around letter high, if not above. 2-2 swung on, fouled out of play to the right. Blake will have an opportunity one more time here at the plate. Again, there are 2 away. He's just looking for something that he can drive, of course, the 2-2. Swung on, a line drive to the second baseman on a hop. Here's the throw to first. Dug out nicely by Van Vliet, and that'll do it. But the Merchants pick up 3 runs here in the frame on 4 hits, and they leave 2 out there. They lead it by a score of 5-1. We will come back right after this.
It's time once again to get ready for fall sports at Orofino Junior Senior High and Timberline Schools. Clearwater Valley Health offers parents of student athletes a break on this year's sports physicals and help your schools all at the same time. Now through July, sports physicals are just $25, and Clearwater Valley Health Clinic will then donate 100% back to your school district sports programs. Schedule an appointment today by calling either Orofino Health Center or Pioneer Medical Clinic, backing healthy Maniac and Spartan students. Clearwater Valley Health.
O-Town Mugs and Grubs, your home for Maniac Pride. O-Town Mugs and Grubs is your go-to spot for great food and game day excitement. Every Monday, wear your Maniac gear and score 20% off your meal. Catch the Maniacs on the big screen and bring the whole family. Everyone's welcome. Enjoy our fresh 25-item salad bar, a menu full of delicious favorites, including mouth-watering bone-in or boneless wings. Support your team, enjoy great food, and celebrate Maniac Pride at O-Town Mugs and Grubs.
Thank you for listening in. It's Merchant Baseball on 1300 KLER Orofino, as well as on YouTube channel KLER 1300 AM. Jeff Jones. Encourage you to listen in at the conclusion of today's game for the Pizza Factory Player of the Game Award. One merchant going to receive a personal pizza and a medium soft drink of his choice from our friends at the Pizza Factory. Well, we are through 3 innings of play, and it is a 5-1 Orofino lead, and St. Mary's will come to the dish here, and we are going to be looking at Van Vliet, Siren, and Nantel. Van Vliet, the big first baseman, stands at the dish. You know, if this kid gets a hold of one, he can put it out of the park in a hurry. First offering on the way to him, a curveball, checks his swing, strike 1. Van Vliet steps back in with that left leg, pinwheels that bat around. He's got it cocked over his right shoulder. And now the 0-1 on the way to him. Fastball missing away for a ball, 1-1. Van Vliet, a little bounce out to James Argon off of the mound, who ran it over to first on his own. 1 ball, 1 strike. Argon going through his windup and fires the next pitch, swung on and hit foul over the top of the screen for strike 2. Merchants 7-13 here on the season. St. Mary's 3-17. Here's the 1-2 to Van Vliet. Oh, a curveball missing inside. That was a release problem by James Argon. He let go of that one way too soon. Had lots of spin on it, but came inside on the right-handed hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Argon's next pitch to him. Curveball swung through, got just a piece of it to foul it at home plate, and Van Vliet will keep his at-bat alive here. James shakes his head. He's got the pitch. And now he begins his motion. Here's the 2-2. Curveball just outside. That didn't miss by much for ball 3. Siren waiting in the on-deck circle for the Savages. And James kicks and fires the 3-2, swung on, a little looper out to right field, giving chase, and having to play it on a hop is Aaron Hicks. And so Van Vliet has his first hit in today's baseball game, a leading single out into right. And the Savages once again trying to get back into this ball game as they find themselves down 4 runs here at the midway point. It is 5-1 Orofino. Siren looking down to Coach Baker and says, "Coach, what's the call?" And Coach just stands there with his arms crossed in front of his chest. Pitch is an attempted bunt Strike one. Coach slaps his hands. Maybe the bunt stays on. We'll see. So Matthew steps back in. Our home plate umpire is ready to go back to work. And here is the 0-1 on the way to Matthew. Swinging at a slider away. Strike two. Matthew with a big cut on a pitch that tailed away from him. 0-2. Van Vliet over at first, held on by the Merchants Gilmore. And the curveball swung on and fouled back into the screen. Got a couple of baseballs for our umpire behind home plate. James Aragon working from the stretch. He's set and comes with the 0-2. Swung on, fouled back into the screen. A little behind that last pitch was Siren. He got a changeup possibly from Aragon and was out ahead of it, underneath it. Aragon has the sign from Turcotte. He'll come set at the belt in the 0-2. Swung on, little chopper over the left side of the infield, tossed to second for one, and there'll be no relay to first. And so once again, St. Mary's hits into their third. I want to double check it is their third fielder's choice in today's game, as Van Vliet goes down 6-4, and Matthew Siren reaches. Sawyer Nantel, now the left fielder, will come up to home plate for the Savages. Aragon with the check of the runner over at first. He'll draw a throw. That's Nantel. Tag applied by Gilmore, but Siren is back. I should say Siren over at first. Working relatively quickly is Aragon. Here's the first pitch. Nantel swings at a curve. Strike one. Sawyer hit into an inning-ending double play back in the second. He lined out right back to Aragon. Aragon tossed to Barlow, covering the sack at second to double up Siren. And the pitch is off of the protector of Turcotte, and Matthew Siren was not that far away from first, and so he'll stay there. But that could have been an opportunity for St. Mary's to get into scoring position as that ball got away from Turcotte. 1-1. Outside, it's off of the glove of Turcotte. Now down to second base goes Siren. That'll be scored as a wild pitch as Lane stuck that glove out there, but that was just well off of the dish, and the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. There is one away here in the St. Mary's half of the 4th inning of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. James set at the belt, checks the runner at second. He delivers to the plate, swung on. Fly ball center field, moving over to his right as Zumpy goes down to his knees and he can't make the catch. Rounding third is Siren. He's getting waved home. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not in time. Scoring from second base is Matthew Siren as Sawyer Nantel reaches over to first, and we're going to give him a single on that as Tyler Zumpy charging as hard as he could over to his right. The ball was dying. He went down to his knees. He stuck the glove out but couldn't make contact. So it is now 5-2 in favor of Orofino. St. Mary's making noise here in the top of the 4th. This is Blackwell standing at the dish. Swings through a pitch that had a lot of down to it. Strike one. St. Mary's putting together a run here, a run there. Here is the 0-1. Pitcher swung on, a little looper underneath the glove of second baseman Carlock, out just off of the infield cutout. It's picked up by Hicks from right field. And we're going to again give Blackwell a little single because that ball died as it got to Carlock out at second. Couldn't make the catch on it. So there are 2 aboard now for the St. Mary's Savages. That's going to bring up 9-hitter Wyatt Stewart. Quick check by James to the base runner out at second. He starts him out with a slider, taken for a strike to Stewart. And once again, James wipes a little perspiration from his brow. It is very warm out there. Set. The 0-1 instead is a turn and throw. Oh, and the ball ends up out into center field. Charging in on a Zumpy, and to third base sliding in is Nantel. A pick play that was low. You want that ball low, but you want your second baseman or shortstop, whoever is going to be called upon to make that catch, to come up with it. Well, it ended up out in center field. So now with runners at the corners, Oregon going to address the plate with Stewart. It's got a strike against him. Curveball high. Here's the throw down to second. And the tag is applied, and out at second base is Blackwell. I'm not sure what Blackwell was trying to do. The throw was short to Carlock, who came in on the grass. He was backed up by Barlow, and for some reason, Carter Blackwell came to the infield side of the bag and did not touch the bag, and he was tagged out. 2 away now. A strike to Wyatt Stewart. So the Merchants throw the leather around, and they get an out on the sacks. There are 2 away. Runner in scoring position with 1 across here for St. Mary's in the top half of the 4th. Fastball swung through, and that's going to do it for St. Mary's here in the inning. They pick up a run on 3 hits. They leave 1 out there. Our score after 3.5 innings, Orofino 5, St. Mary's 2. We'll come back right after this.
Midway through the 5th.
Well, we're back here at the ballpark here at Orofino as the Merchants on top of St. Mary's here after 3.5 innings of play, 5-2. Orofino scoring 1 run in the first. They scored 1 run in the second, and then they scored 3 runs in the third. Where am I missing? 1, 2, 3. That should be 6. And I've only been looking down here at Game Changer, and it should be 3 + 2 + 1 is 6. All this time I'm going, for some reason this math does not add up. But we're going to go with my book. I have it 6-2 in favor of Orofino over St. Mary's. So out on the hill, taking his warm-up tosses, once again, number 7. That's Brock Anderson. Santana Jensen will remain his battery mate. 1 run for the Merchants when Dash Barlow scored in the first. 1 run when James Aragon scored in the second. And in the third, that is only 3. That is 5.
Coming to the plate for the Merchants.
I see what I did. On a running tally, I put a 2 when there should have been 1. It is 5-2. You know, some days are just like that. Must not have gotten enough sleep last night. My friends keep me out too late. It is 5-2. Here we go. Dash Barlow will lead things off here in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Dash. It's in the dirt, ball 1. Goodness gracious. Looking forward to the weekend. Dash will step in Here's the 1-0 swung on. This one's hit high to the shortstop side of the field. Baker back in the grass makes the catch, and there is one gone here in Orofino's half of the 4th inning. Lane Turcotte in the cleanup spot will now come to the plate. He's been on twice today. He had a single in his last at-bat, stole second, and scored.
Number 4, Lane Turcotte. In the hole, number 18, Brock Myers.
Pitch to Lane, and it's fouled away out of play to the right. 0-1. And as I'm looking at Lane's portion of the scorebook, I see that did not write down how he reached in the first. Pitch is fouled away again for strike 2 off of Lane's bat. So a couple of strikes against the catcher for the Merchants. Pitch misses wildly outside for a ball. 1-2 to Lane. Outfield playing straight away, somewhat shallow. Oh, and Lane takes a huge cut at a pitch that's upstairs, fouls it back into the glove of Jensen for the second out. Oh, my goodness gracious. That looked pretty good to Lane from down there. Looked pretty high from up here, however. So there are 2 gone, and that's going to bring up left fielder Brock Myers. Brock takes the first pitch called strike. Oh, that's Lane, excuse me. Oh, I see. There we go. This is really turning out to be one of those great ones here. Pitch is taken for a strike to Lane. This is Lane at the dish. Here's the next pitch. Check swing on a high heater. One. Swung on, fly ball left field. Nantel going back, and it's over his head. It ended up just shy of the warning track. He's up on it, and there is a 2-out double from Lane Turcotte.
Now coming to the plate for the Merchants.
My goodness gracious. Nice job by Lane Turcotte to turn on a pitch that's on the inside and double down the left field line. So the Merchants with 1 aboard and 2 gone for Brock Myers. Starts him out with a fastball. Low does Anderson for a ball. From the stretch, Anderson, after a check of the runner, pitcher's going to be swung on. A little bleeder out in front of the hill. Anderson's up on it. He'll make the toss, and that'll do it for Orofino. No runs after a big double by Lane Turcotte. He's left stranded out on the sack. 5-2 is our score. Don't go away. We'll come back right after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
While we may choose to dine in a little more than in the past, it's nice to know when you just gotta have pizza, it's available from Orofino's Pizza Factory. Delicious pizza, baked spaghetti, and the best breadsticks. Order contact-free and we'll deliver to your door. Or when you drive up to ours, 307 Michigan Avenue in Orofino, it's the Pizza Factory.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Our game is brought to you by fine friends, including the Real Estaters, Main Street Tire, and Barlow Quality Trust. Hi, everyone. I am the befuddled Jeff Jones, keeping scorebook here and can't seem to write things in the right little box. But it is 5-2 Orofino after we are through 4 innings of play. And St. Mary's will come to the plate here in the top of the 5th with Milo Marsh, Harlan Baker, and Brock Anderson. We're looking at the top 3 hitters for St. Mary's. James Argon is back out on the hill, as James today has given up just 2 runs to St. Mary's on 7 hits. The Merchant defense has done a very good job limiting St. Mary's to just a couple of hits and base runners stranded. Milo Marsh leading things off here in the 5th for St. Mary's, and a curveball missing outside for a ball. Milo today is 1 for 2. He singled in his last at-bat. Got as far as 3rd and was left there. James working from the windup. Pitch missing inside for a ball. Argon with a nod of the head after picking up the sign from Turcotte. The 2-0 swung on and fouled at the dish. 2 balls and 1 strike. Come on out and watch this game. We still have a couple of innings left of this one, and plus there's a second game scheduled for afterwards in this doubleheader. Ground ball over to the 3rd baseman, dashes up on it. The transfer across the diamond is good, and there's 1 away here in the St. Mary's half of the 5th inning of play.
Number 2, Harlan Baker.
But the Merchants could certainly use your support here today. It's the last regular season games of the season. Thursday, we begin the district tournament from Coeur d'Alene. Once we know exactly who the Merchants will be playing at what time, we'll pass that along to you. Baker stands at home plate, and here's the first pitch from Argon on the way. Swings through a curve, strike 1. James takes a look at that ball after he gets it back. He begins his motion. Here's the 0-1. Swinging strike 2 by Harlan. Harlan says, I'm going to stay here in the box. I know I can hit this ball. He's ready to go, and here's the waste pitch from Argon on the way to him. That is taken just a little low, ball 1. Harlan reached on a single in his last at-bat. James goes through his windup. Oh, a curveball called 3rd strike on the inside, and Baker will sit down. That was a good-looking hook. That is only the 3rd strikeout for James Argon today. He has walked only 1, and again, he has given up 3, 6, 7 singles in the game and against just 2 runs. So he's doing a fantastic job out there on the hill. Brock Anderson now, nobody out on the sacks, and 2 away for St. Mary's. Pitch comes in above the eyes for ball 1. The diminutive young man who stands even with the plate ready, and here's the pitch to him. Misses outside for ball 2. And again, Merchants battling the Savages and both teams battling the heat. It's a warm one here today. The 2-0 finishes away for ball 3. Orofino up their 8th win of the season. The next pitch, 3-0, swung on, bounced foul up the 3rd baseline. 3 balls and 1 strike to today's starting pitcher, Brock Anderson. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Singled in his first at-bat, advanced to second on a wild pitch, but was left stranded there. The 3-1. Swings and a pitch. That's on the inside for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. James would love to do nothing more than to set the side down in order here in the fifth. Here's Oregon's 3-2 pitch. Swung on a chopper to the left side of the infield on 2 hops. Third baseman Dash has it. The toss to first. It is in time. And Oregon sets aside St. Mary's 1-2-3 here in the top of the fifth. Our score remains 5-2 in favor of the Merchants. Don't go away. We will come back right after this.
Good luck to the Orofino American Legion baseball team during this year's Area A Class A American Legion baseball season. Barlow Quality Trust is a backer of all things kids in our communities and hopes to see you at the next game. Thinking of building a new home, garage, or expanding your business? Call Barlow Quality Trust for a free estimate, 435-4348. Engineered and TPI inspected with free delivery within 100 miles of Orofino and competitive boom service rates. That's Barlow Quality Trust, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
You're out there every day, building, fixing, planning, grinding. Whether it's your career, side hustle, or the next big move, you don't slow down. At P1FCU, we're right there with you, helping you save smarter and make every dollar count. Because your goals deserve more than just a bank. They deserve a partner who works just as hard as you do. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Bring home a win, Orofino, sponsoring today's Merchant broadcast. Your friends at Peak Physical Therapy and Best Built Builder Supply. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Jones, and thank you for listening in to our Merchant broadcast today. As right now, Orofino with a 5-2 advantage over St. Mary's here in this first game of the scheduled doubleheader. Both teams wrapping up their regular season here today, and then Orofino and St. Mary's both will be heading to the Area A Class A district tournament, which begins Thursday in Coeur d'Alene. Tyler Zumpy. Pitch on the way to him, outside. And that's second pitch to Tyler. Back out on the hill is Anderson. Low for the next offering to Tyler. James Oregon on deck, and Aaron Hicks is in the hole. Right now we're looking at hitters 6, 7, and 8 for Orofino. And the pitch is inside, taken for a strike to Tyler. No defensive changes here for the Savages. Low, ball 4, and so Tyler will draw a base on balls here, and that is the 4th walk issued by today's starting pitcher Brock Anderson. That means that we're going to bring up James Oregon, and James, he too is looking for his first hit in today's game. The Merchant starting pitchers had it going. Out on the mound, now looking to try and get something going here at the plate. First pitch misses low and away to James. Ball 1. Away from first, Zumpy. Pitch is swung on, chopped foul up the third baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 to James, and the next pitch to him swings through a high curve for strike 2. James dang near swung out of his shoes. Everybody was trying to time that one up. James thinking, maybe if I can just get a piece of this bat on there. Here's the 1-2. Swings through the same pitch for strike 3, and Oregon will go down the first Merchant out here in the 5th inning of play. That's a nasty hook from Brock Anderson. When Brock tossed that up 2 pitches ago and James swung at it, he said, I'll try that again. And James again tried to get a piece of it. This is Aaron Hicks now, and a move over to first base. Back in time is Zumpy. And the first pitch fouled off of Hicks' bat for strike 1. Aaron is 2 for 2, a couple of singles. But twice he has been stranded at third base. Home plate is so close you can taste it. And now time called. Stepping out is Hicks, looking for signs from Coach Barlow, and then steps back in. The 0-1. Swung on a line drive out into right field. And so up on the ball is Siren, and the Merchants have 2 on here in the top of the 5th inning.
Coming to the plate for the Merchants, number
Nice job by Aaron Hicks as he got a pitch that tailed away from him. It's that curve ball that Brock Anderson has. It just slid away from Aaron, and he was able to extend those arms all the way out, just get the business end of that bat out there and put it out into right field. Carlock now shows bunt, and he'll foul it up the first base line. So a quick strike on Trayton as the Merchants are willing to trade an out for base runners into scoring position in the top of the order where Blake Barlow stands in the on-deck circle. Let's see if he shows bunt again. Here is the 0-1, fastball taken inside for a called strike. So Trayton looking as though he was going to take a swing at that. The bunt, regardless, more than likely off with 2 strikes against them. Here's the 0-2, swung on a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Deep in the hole is Baker. Here's the throw. It is not in time. It's off of the glove of the first baseman, Van Vliet. Here's the throw to home. It's not in time as the ball comes out of the mid of Jensen. Orofino scores their 6th run as Tyler Zumpy scores from second base. Aaron Hicks goes from first to third, and Carlock has an RBI single. So the Merchants again put another run up on the board as they have scored their 6th run in today's baseball game. They lead at 6-2. Now we're back to the top of the order. Blake Barlow now will come up and try to get something going for the first time. Takes a first pitch strike. Blake has flown out to center field. He's popped up to second base, and he's grounded out to second base. Here's the 0-1 fly ball, gap, right center field. Siren moving over. It's well over his head. It's going to pick up 1, possibly 2 runs as Siren up on the ball, rounding third, and holding there will be Carlock, and Blake Barlow with an RBI double. You knew it wouldn't be long until that young man would turn the bat and put it into play, and he does with an RBI double, and the Merchants now pick up their 2nd run here in the frame. They lead it 7-2.
Barlow. Playing in his final
Dash Barlow now.
American Legion season. On deck.
As Dash will come in, hit from the left side. Little bit of a shift in the outfield for the left-handed hitter. And he'll poke this one high in the air, foul, and out of play to the right. Dash, I think, saw his younger brother poke one deep out there, said, I can do the same, watch this. The 0-1 to Dashel. Fastball missing inside to even up the count at 1-1. At third base, Carlock. At second is Barlow. Pitch is swung on a ground ball, and out into right field. It'll pick up a run. Rounding third, here comes the throw to the plate, and it's up the line, and 2 runs will score off the bat of Dash Barlow as the Merchants pick up their 4th run here in the frame, and they now lead it 9-2.
Number 24, Ethan.
Scoring from third was Carlock. Scoring from second was Blake Barlow. On a hard chopper off the bat of Dash Barlow just past first baseman Van Vliet. Here's Ethan Gilmore. Ethan's going to put one into play. Second baseman up on it. Toss from second to first in time for the 2-3 put out, and that will do it. But the Merchants scoring 4 runs here in the frame on 4 hits They now lead it by the score of 9-2. Don't go away. We will come back right after this. Chrome glistening in the sun and beefed up motors. Motor Mania returns to the Orofino City Park Saturday the 19th. It's the Orofino Show and Shine. The Ponderosa restaurant hopes you'll come out with your family to see the hundreds of oldies but goodies. The Ponderosa restaurant brass rail is a great stop afterwards for dinner and drinks. Enjoy a delicious prime rib in a size to fit your hunger. Cool off with your favorite mixed cocktail or well drink in the rail. The Ponderosa restaurant, Michigan Avenue, Orofino, where motor maniacs meet.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? Trust the experts at Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue in Orofino. Our professional agents know the area inside and out, helping you find the perfect home or the right buyer. Speak with broker Keith Nichols today at 208-476-3134 or visit us online at buyOrSellIdaho.com. Whether it's a spacious country retreat or a cozy home in town, we're here to make your real estate dreams a reality. The Real Estaters, Orofino's trusted real estate professionals.
Well, the Merchants have a little breathing room over St. Mary's as they take a 9-2 advantage into the 6th inning. And for the Savages, it'll be Jensen, Van Vliet, and Siren scheduled up. Our game is brought to you by fine friends including Clearwater Valley Health, Orofino Health Clinic, Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, and O-Town Mugs and Grubs. You're listening to the Merchants on 1300 KLER Orofino, as well as streamed live on YouTube channel KLER 1300 AM. James Argon receives fist bumps from third baseman Dash Barlow and Ethan Gilmore as he gets the ball back to go back to work on the mound. Santana Jensen, the cleanup hitter, will lead things off here for the Savages in the top of the 6th. James' first pitch is a curveball missing low, 1 ball and no strikes. James working from the windup, and he'll kick that left leg and sends a curveball in there for a called strike. 1-1. Kyle Van Vliet on deck, Matthew Siren in the hole. Here's the 1-1. Curveball up over the head of Santana. Aragon looking over the top of his glove. And now big kick of that left leg. Oh, this pitch is sent wide for ball 3. You want to give the batter as much to look at as you possibly can, starting with an arm motion. It goes up, you begin that left leg kick, get it up there as high as you can, and then bring that ball from behind your head. So the batter's got a lot to look at. Here's the 3-1. Pitch is going to be popped up. Off with the mask is Turcotte over in foul ground, and he'll make the catch. And yes, sir. Wow. I'll tell you what, nice job by Lane Turcotte. Right up against the screen, he makes the catch. And that'll do it for Santana Jensen. No, they're going to say that it made contact, and so he's going to come back. That must have made a little contact with the screen, and so Santana Jensen is going to get another pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging, 3rd strike, and now they'll start the ball around the horn. There's 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. Well, I'll tip my cap to Lane Jensen anyway. Lane Turcotte, as he was over there right in the screen and looked as though he made the catch here, but must have made contact, and once it does, it's out of play, a foul ball. 1 away. Van Vliet, the big first baseman for St. Mary's. First pitch on the way to the right-hander. Waves at a pitch that's about eye high, strike 1. Kyle with an open stance, angled down that third baseline. The 0-1 delivery on the way, swung on, fly ball high out into left field. Myers over to his right, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Put a charge in it, did Kyle. However, he got just a little underneath it. and put it high into the air out into left field, and Brock Myers, paroling left field, makes a nice one-handed catch. Matthew Siren, nobody out on the sacks for St. Mary's here in the top of the 6th. Fly ball, center field to his right. Tyler Zumpy, two-handed can of corn catch, and that'll do it here for St. Mary's in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Merchants lead it 9-2. We will come back right after this. Glad to put the efforts of the Orofino Show and Shine Committee and their dedication to put Orofino on the map for classic car owners everywhere is Simmons Sanitation. They hope to see you Saturday the 19th at the ball field at Orofino City Park for this year's 22nd annual show. Simmons Sanitation has a great way to help you take care of your family's garbage. It's the 90-gallon toter. It holds a whopping 3 trash can capacity and glides easily on 2 wheels. Simmons Sanitation and Orofino Show and Shine backer.
Hi, this is Kim from your hometown proud Watson's Market, wishing all the participants of Orofino Show and Shine best of luck while competing Saturday, July 19th. This marks the 22nd year of Show and Shine, and Watson's Market has been proud to help support this community event from the beginning. Make sure to stock up your cooler with ice-cold beverages and tasty lunch specials you'll find in our deli. Perfect for picnicking at the city park. Enjoy Show and Shine from Watson's Market, Orofino.
Well, we welcome you back once again as there are changes being made defensively here for St. Mary's, as we have a new pitcher, as Kyle Van Vliet will leave first base. He'll take over on the mound for Brock Anderson. Harlan Baker has now gone to first, and that is Brock Anderson, who is now out at shortstop. So defensive changes, and the hard-throwing Kyle Van Vliet, the big right-hander, fantastic glove over at first base, taking his warm-up tosses. Our game, it's brought to you today by Family Eye Care and Les Schwab Tire Center. 9-2 is our score. Orofino leading St. Mary's. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning, and so if the Merchants come up with 3 runs, this game is over with. But then if not, St. Mary's will get an opportunity to come to work in the top of the 7th. Lane Turcott, who had a golden opportunity at a pop-up behind home plate just off the side, is at the plate. Here's the first pitch. It's a slider away, strike 1. So now the Merchants have to deal with a new pitcher. Got something new to look at. Van Vliet from the windup. Pitch is swung on, a chopper over the shortstop on the 3rd hop. That's picked up by Brock, and he'll make the toss for the first out. So Brock Anderson, again, the book is now closed on him as he gives up 9 runs on 12 hits. This is Myers. And he starts him out with a curveball away, 1 ball and no strikes. Tyler Zumpy on deck, and should he have an opportunity to come to the plate here, James Argon is in the hole. Ooh, this one is behind the back of Barack Meyer for a ball. Hopefully that didn't make contact with his bat, as he bent to get out of the way of the pitch, but he left that bat over his right shoulder, and that ball came awfully close to it. Should be 2-0. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on, a ground ball to the second baseman. Stewart's up on it. He'll lob a throw over to first base, and there is the second out here for the Merchants in the 6th inning of play.
Coming to the plate for the Merchants.
Look at Tyler Zumpy today. He went down looking at a called 3rd strike in the 1st, but since then he walked and scored in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th. You let this kid get on base, he's going to make things happen. Fastball taken for a strike at the belt, 0-1. Merchants have a fantastic on-base percentage, and this is one of the reasons why this kid's standing at home plate. Fastball finishes low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is the 1-1 to Tyler. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. So the changes made. Van Vliet from first to pitcher. Harlan Baker's now over at first. Pitch misses inside. And then Brock Anderson, today's starting pitcher, is now over at shortstop. 3 balls and 1 strike to Tyler. Van Vliet kicks and fires the pitch that's low for ball 4. So there's a 2-out walk for Orofino here in the bottom of the 6th inning of play.
Plate for the Merchants, number 3, James Aragon. On deck, number 77, Aaron Hicks. In the hole, number 16, Trey Carlock.
Aragon will come to the plate. He hits 7th for Orofino. Runner going. Pitch is low, taken for a ball. Throw down to second is high, and sliding in safely is Zumpy. So Tyler with a stolen base. And like I said, you let this kid get on base, he's going to make things happen for you. Here's the 1-0. Low and away, ball 2. Tyler up, walking away from second base. The 2-0 on the way. Wildly high and away to James for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Zumpy with a good size lead away from second base. Here's the 3-0. And that's a strike at the letters. Touch on the inside. James Aragon. James, he is looking for his first hit today as well. The 3-1 on the way now. Inside, it's off of the glove of Jensen, and so from second to third goes Zumpy. It was ball 4, so Aragon draws a base on balls. And so the Merchants now with the runners at the corners leading 9-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Aaron Hicks is coming to the plate. This kid is 3 for 3 on the day with a run scored. Pitch on the way to Aaron. Runner going, pitches high for a ball. No throw down to second. 1 ball and no strikes to Aaron. He's got 2 ducks in scoring position. The 1-0 on the way. High. 2 balls and no strikes. And you can bet you Kyle does not plan on putting anything over the middle of the plate for this kid. From the windup, Van Vliet, the 2-0. There's a curve taken for strike 1. Van Vliet, short kick with that left leg. There's a bender that stays high. 3-1. Well, first base is open. And you know Aaron doesn't want to walk. He wants to keep his day perfect. 3-0 right now. Next pitch. It's low. It gets away from Jensen. And coming home and scoring from third base is Zumpy. And Orofino puts their 10th run up on the scoreboard. James Aragon goes from second to third. Aaron Hicks draws a base on balls. So things falling apart here quickly for St. Mary's as Kyle Van Vliet comes in and just on 4 pitches gets 2 outs. But then it was a walk, wild pitch, and a run scored. This is Trayton Carlock hitting in the 9 hole for Orofino today with the runners at the corners. And this pitch is in the dirt. Jensen has to run it down. He'll take it to he'll run, but toss the ball to Kyle Van Vliet, who covers, and it's not in time as Aragon scores from third base, and it is now 11-2. Things just falling apart so quickly. A wild pitch scores the second run for Orofino here in the frame. 1 ball and no strikes to Carlock. Winning run is out at second base. High, the next pitch for ball 2. Hicks represents the 12th run standing out at second base, and this game would be over. Pitch on the way to Carlock, high for ball 3. And Trayton, he is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored in this 9-hole today. This kid has just lit it up for Orofino. The 3-0, that's right down the heart of the dish, taken for strike 1. Again, this is a scheduled doubleheader between these two teams. Here's the 3-1 on the way to Carlock. Swings at a pitch that's upstairs for strike 2. Carlock was reaching definitely for something that he could put hard into the outfield and score the game. Swinging third strike, and that'll do it as the ball is caught by Jensen on a foul tip. The Merchants pick up 2 runs. They lead it 11-2. Last chance for St. Mary's in the top of the 7th is right after this.
Atkinson Distributing wishes the Orofino American Legion team the best of luck as they head into district competition. Proudly fueling our community and its champions, Atkinson Distributing delivers quality Chevron fuels with Techron designed for better mileage and a cleaner engine. We also supply premium diesel and reliable home heating oils to keep you running year-round, from the ball field to the back roads. Trust Atkinson Distributing to power your journey. Atkinson Distributing, fueling pride, fueling performance, fueling Orofino.
It's the sale you've been waiting for. National employee pricing for everyone at Hanson Garage Orofino. That's right, everyone pays what the employees pay on all new 2024 and 25 vehicles, including powerful Ram trucks and rugged Jeep SUVs. No gimmicks, no games, just unbeatable deals on the brands you love. Whether you're hitting the trails or hauling the load, Hanson Garage has your perfect ride at employee-only pricing. Hurry, these deals won't last long.
Our game is brought to you by fine friends Watson's Market, the Real Estaters, and P1FCU. They all wish the Merchants the best of luck here in the 2025 season, as this is the last of the regular season games played for both the Orofino Merchants and the St. Mary's Savages, as both these teams will head to the district tournament beginning Thursday from Coeur d'Alene. James Oregon looking to finish this game up for the Merchants, go a complete game. Nantel, Blackwell, and Stewart are scheduled up here in the 7th. James' first pitch swung on, fouled back into the glove of Turcotte, strike 1. Nantel 1 for 2 on the afternoon. James fires the 0-1, reaching out there and coming up empty as Nantel for strike 2. Tall right-hander standing at the plate, and now time is called as our home plate umpire is going to come out and say, young man, you can't step on home plate. He just put his foot down there and said, this is where the plate is at. Make sure you don't step on it. 0-2 to Nantel, and here's the Oregon pitch on the way to him. That's away for a ball, 1-2. Nantel pinwheels that bat around 3 times at home plate, holds it out in front of him, and here is the Oregon 1-2 on the way. Swung on a line drive right back up the middle for a base hit. Up on the ball, center fielder Zumpi. And St. Mary's starting things off here in the 7th with a single off of the 7-hitter Sawyer Nantel. So, 1 aboard for Carter Blackwell. And that means James will work from the stretch as he comes set, peeks over his left shoulder. There's a bunt shown. Pitch is taken for a strike. Here's the throw down to second. There's a tag applied, and out at second base is Nantel. He'll go down 2-6 for the out. Blackwell tried to bunt. He offered at it, got the called strike, and then nice job by Lane Turcotte to come up and launch an absolute strike to Barlow at shortstop and get the tag on Nantel. Next pitch on the way to Blackwell. Curveball taken, strike 2. James Aragon working from the windup now with nobody out on the sacks, and begins his motion. Here's the waste pitch, swinging third strike, and Turcotte starts the ball around the horn, and the Merchants just 3 strikes away from coming up with their 8th victory of the season. Aragon has struck out 4 in today's game, and this is the 9-hitter Wyatt Stewart. First pitch taken right down Main Street for strike 1. Wyatt bounces that bat back and forth over his right shoulder. Here's Aragon's 0-1 delivery. That is low underneath the glove of Turcotte. Off to his right, ball 1. James shakes his head after getting the sign from Turcotte. The 1-1. Finishes outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stewart did reach on a fielder's choice and scored the very first run for St. Mary's back in the 3rd. There's a strike, letter high just on the outside. It is game time as St. Mary's down to their final strike of the season. Or this first game, rather, excuse me. 2-2. Aragon feeling it. Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball high for ball 3. James was really looking for a lot of spin on that ball to try and drop it to about the letters, but left that one above the hat. Now the 3-2 from Aragon on the way. Check swing. He did not go. It's ball 4. So Stewart will head down to first base to keep this game going for the leadoff hitter, Milo Marsh. Milo today has bounced out a couple of times to the left side of the infield, and he has singled once. Throw over to first base. No tag applied by Gilmore. A slightly built young man, Stewart, away from first base. And the first offering on the way to Milo. Slider missing away for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Breaking from the stretch, Aragon set, bell tie. And the 1-0, there's a strike at the hands for strike 1. 1-1. Again, this is leadoff hitter Milo Marsh for St. Mary's at the dish. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside, it's off the glove of Turcotte. Down to second base goes Stewart. So a runner in scoring position for St. Mary's as they try to keep this game going. There's a lot of wood to chop in this one. The Merchants lead at 11-2. 2 gone in the 7th inning of play. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on. This one's popped up on the infield. First baseman Gilmore going back makes the catch, and that is the ball game as the Merchants defeat St. Mary's in this first game of the doubleheader by the final of 11-2. So Orofino getting a much-needed victory here in Area A play, as again the district tournament is scheduled beginning on Thursday. Orofino would love nothing more than to finish up this doubleheader with the next game with another victory and improve their chances of moving up in the standings. Don't go away. Our Real Estaters post-game show comes up right after this.
At Clearwater Valley Health and Clinics, we are so excited about the Orofino American Legion baseball team and the Area A Class A championships. The boys come from the communities we serve: Orofino, Pierce, Weippe, Lewiston, and the rolling hills of the Palouse. Staffed with general practice physicians, physician assistants, and a great nursing staff, your family will receive only the best care. Good luck, Merchant Baseball Team, and win from Clearwater Valley Health and Clinics.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? The Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue, Orofino are here to help. Whether you dream of a spacious country home or a charming place in town, our expert agents are ready to guide you every step of the way. Call today for an instant, accurate home evaluation, and let's make your real estate goals a reality. The Real Estaters Orofino, your trusted partner in buying and selling homes, backing the Maniacs throughout the year.
Good luck to the Orofino American Legion baseball team during this year's Area A Class A American Legion baseball season. Barlow Quality Trust is a backer of all things kids in our communities and hopes to see you at the next game. Thinking of building a new home, garage, or expanding your business? Call Barlow Quality Trust for a free estimate, 435-4348. Engineered and TPI inspected with free delivery within 100 miles of Orofino and competitive boom service rates. That's Barlow Quality Trust, proud sponsor of American Legion Baseball.
We're back here for the Real Estaters post-game show, and the line score looks like this. The St. Mary Savages 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 5 out on the sacks. Orofino 11 runs on 12 hits, no errors. They left 7 out on the base pads. What a great job by starting pitcher today, James Aragon. He goes the distance while giving up 5 hits. They all came in the first 4 innings, and then he shut St. Mary's down after that. What a great job by James out on the mound today. He picks up the win, while taking the loss is Brock Anderson. You're listening to the Real Estaters post-game show. When we come back, it's the Pizza Factory Player of the Game right after this.
You've decided that those aching muscles, sore joints, and overall ill feeling has finally got to stop. Make today the day you start by visiting Peak Physical Therapy on Michigan Avenue, Orofino. Ask about visiting with one of our many qualified physical therapists about your issues and get onto the path of well-being. The goal of PT is to determine the root cause of your symptoms and move you forward to what you love. Peak Physical Therapy. Visit today and get healthy tomorrow.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Nothing quite says family happiness like the deliciousness of a piping hot pizza or flatbread from the Pizza Factory. On Michigan Avenue, Orofino, the Pizza Factory has 4 new mouth-watering flatbreads. Pesto, artichoke, and tomato flatbreads, also available with buffalo chicken or tomato bacon and olive oil. For a limited time only, come in today and try the new flatbreads.
We toss them. They're awesome. Pizza Factory.
We're back here once again. It is time for the Pizza Factory Player of the Game honor, and the recipient today receives a personal pizza and a medium soft drink of his choice from our very good friends at the Pizza Factory. Let's go ahead and start at the top and run our way to the bottom. Everybody had a lot of luck here today. Blake Barlow, 1 for 4. He had an RBI and a run scored in that leadoff spot. Dash Barlow, he was 2 for 4 on the afternoon. He had 2 RBIs and a run scored. Ethan Gilmer, 1 for 4 with a run scored. Lane Turcott, 3 for 4 with a run scored in today's game. Barack Myers, young man, went 0 for 3. Did have a walk back in the first inning of play. Tyler Zumpy, 3 runs scored when he walked 3 times. He does strike out to end the first inning of play. James Aragon, he reached on a couple of walks, 2 runs scored. Aaron Hicks, he was 3 for 4 on the day with a run scored, and Trayton Carlock hitting in that 9 spot, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Aaron Hicks today, 3 for 4 with a run scored in today's game. And the young man just played a fantastic game, both offensively and defensively. So Aaron Hicks, our Pizza Factory Player of the Game, again in that 8th spot, came up with some clutch hitting in today's contest in the deep portion of this lineup. So 11-2, the final score here today. We've not been able to receive any information on the district tournament, but once we do, we'll pass that along to you. Continue to listen in on 1300 KLER, and the district will be getting underway on Thursday from Coeur d'Alene. We'll be up there to bring you the action of the Orofino Merchants and the Class A Area A District Tournament. I want to thank our in-studio engineer, Casey Miller, for all of her hard work here today. 11-2, the final score. Orofino defeats St. Mary's, the second game of the doubleheader coming up shortly. Come on out and watch the boys. I'm Jeff Jones. We'd like to bid you all a very pleasant good afternoon.
KLER would like to thank you for listening in today to Orofino American Legion Baseball. Today's Central Idaho Broadcasting Sports presentation of Merchants Baseball has been brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center, P1FCU, The Pizza Factory, Family Eye Care, Watson's Market, Peak Physical Therapy, Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, Riverside Physical Therapy, Best Built Builder Supply, The Real Estaters, and Main Street Tire. We encourage you to say thank you to our sponsors of Summertime Baseball and hope you'll tune in for our next exciting game. American Legion Baseball is a Central Idaho Broadcasting Sports presentation on AM 1300 KLER and streamed live on YouTube.